Gentlemen, the organizational meeting of the Committee on Games and Amusement is hereby called to order. For the information of everyone, Rule 10, Section 13, Paragraph 19 of the Rules of the Senate provides that this committee has jurisdiction over all matters relating to games and amusement, such as but not limited to casinos, lotteries, and high-allied horse racing, unquote. We're pleased to inform everyone that the committee has now been duly constituted with 11 members, and this representation is your chairman. Senators Bato de la Rosa and Christopher Lawrence Bongo as our vice chairperson. And our members are Senator J.V. Hercito, Senators Rodante D. Marcoleta, Senator Juan Mig Subiri, Senator Rafi Tulfo, Senator Robin Hood Padilla, Senator Mark Villar, Senator Manuel Lito Lapid, and Senator Panfilo Lacson. They are joined by our ex-official members, Senate Majority Leader Joel Villanueva, Senate Minority Leader Vicente Soto III, and Senate President Pro Tempore Jinggoy Estrada. At this point, the chair would like to acknowledge the presence of our Senator Cayetano, Chairman of the Banking and Finance.
Mr. Chair, may I also call to order the Committee on Banks, Financial Institutions, and Currencies, which will focus on the e-wallets and the means of payment, but we will submit to the direction of Chairman Erwin Tulfo, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We also have here today with us Senator Risa Ontiveros.
Good morning, Chair.
Senator Bongo will be joining us via Zoom. We also have here Senator Mig Subiri.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. We also like to call to order the Committee on Economic Affairs. We'll also listen to the possible economic impacts of our country due to unabated online gambling. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Pia Cayetano is with us here this morning.
Good morning. May I know, is it our procedure that secondary committees must call to order? I'm just checking because
Yes.
I've never done that before.
Usually the primary two committees, but since you're my older sister,
I don't need to call anything to order
whatever.
so as it's duly recorded.
Yeah.
I'm just checking if you need me to do it. Thank you.
in the to my recollection, with your permission, Mr.
Go ahead,
Chairman,
go ahead.
for example, dun sa ZTE hearing, I think we were 3 committees. We did it this way. But usually when the secondary, tertiary committees either do not attend as a committee or submits completely to the first committee, then they do not call to order their committee, Mr. Chair, to answer Senator Pia's question.
Yeah, and the reason I asked, Mr. Chairman, is because later on, when I give my opening statement, I was going to explain that if we end up regulating and this becomes a tax measure, I may be constrained to hold a separate hearing. So I'm just putting that on record. I don't know if it makes a difference if I call to order or I'm just a participant here. I'm just putting that on record. Thank you.
Noted, Madam Senator. Anyway, as we continue, Senator Rafi Tulfo is with us here this morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Senator Marcoleta is with us. And we'd like to acknowledge the presence also of our Majority Floor Leader, Senator Joel Villanueva. At this point, the Chair would like, with that, the Chair hereby declares the presence of a quorum. We shall now proceed with the business at hand. The committee will not be adopting new or additional set of rules. We shall be guided by and fully subscribe to the pertinent provisions of the rules of the Senate and the rules of procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation. These shall govern the operations, proceedings, and conduct of all meetings, hearings, and investigations under the jurisdiction of this committee. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the pertinent rules mentioned are hereby adopted. We shall now proceed with the conduct of the public hearing and inquiry in aid of legislation on the various Senate bills, resolutions, and the privileged speeches addressing the proliferation of online gambling in our country. At the outset, the Chair would like to thank the Senate leadership and our distinguished colleagues for entrusting me with the chairmanship of the Committee on Games and Amusement. We are confronted with urgent and complex issues, foremost among them the increasing prevalence of online gambling and its attendant social, economic, and moral implications. For this matter, today's public hearing is conducted jointly with the Committee on Banks, Financial Institutions and Currencies, the Committee on Ways and Means, the Committee on Youth, and the Committee on Economic Affairs. Committee Secretary, can you read the agenda for today's hearing? Thank you, Committee Secretary. For the record, the Chair notes that Senator Rafi Tulfo has likewise filed a Senate bill on the subject matter, which is still pending referral to this committee. And now please allow me to deliver my opening statement. My esteemed colleagues, distinguished government officials present, our fellow Filipinos watching these proceedings, good morning. Good morning. Narito po tayo ngayon upang harapin ang isang salot na sumisira sa ating mga tahanan, nagdudulot ng pagkakawatak-watak ng ating mga pamilya at kumikitil po sa kinakbukasan ng ating mga kabataan. Ang salot na ito, walang iba ay ang online gambling. Let me say this at the very start. It does not matter whether it is legal or illegal, licensed or unlicensed. Online gambling is destroying our lives. Itigil na po natin ito. Let us not sugarcoat the truth. Behind the glossy advertisements and the so-called regulation is a multi-billion peso industry that thrives on addiction. Addiction that drives fathers to abandon their responsibilities, push mothers into crippling debt, and leaves children to grow up in broken homes. We have students dropping out of school, not for lack of intelligence, but because online gambling consumes their time, allowance, and will to learn. We have workers whose productivity has collapsed, not out of laziness, but because they spend the night chasing their losses on their phones. We have families driven to ruin, individuals pushed to suicide because of this addiction. And yet, this industry persists sa ilalim pa ng mga lisensya ng gobyerno mismo ang nagbigay. PAGCOR, you were created to regulate and control games of chances, supposedly for the benefit of the nation. But no less than the Department of Finance recently reported that 60% of the online gambling operations are illegal. From September 2022 to August 6, 2025, 11,985 illegal online gambling sites have been identified, of which 6,363 are online casino games, 236 are offshore sites, and 4,813 are links for online sabong. More than 3,000 of these illegal online gambling sites remain active, and that is not even counting the unidentified platforms. PAGCOR, your continued licensing of online gambling operators has fueled this epidemic. You cannot claim innocence when your revenues are stained with tears of families you helped destroy. Research from the Senate Economic Planning Office reveals that PAGCOR's gross gaming revenue surged by 309% in 2024, mainly attributable to e-casinos and electronic games. That's approximately 100 billion pesos built on gambling and addiction. Pinagbabawal po natin o pinagbawalan natin ang Pogo, nagsilipatan naman sa Pigo. Ang masama, Pilipino mismo ang biktima at kawawa ngayon, unlike sa Pogo, mga Chinese at foreigners po ang biktima. Mas mahalaga ba ang bilyong-bilyong pisong kita kaysa sa pagkawasak ng maraming pamilyang Pilipino? Pagkasibak sa trabaho ng mga manggagawa o mga estudyante na tumigil sa pag-aaral? At ang pinakamasaklap at higit na hindi katanggap-tanggap ay ang pagkitil ng sariling buhay dahil sa sugal na pinapayagan po ng pamahalaan. DICT, you control our country's digital infrastructure. Yet these online gambling platforms continue to operate freely. Their servers running and their payment systems working uninterrupted. Where is the digital protection our people deserve? Paano napabayaan at lumaki ng ganito? Bakit kayo nagiging kasangkapan pa ng mga online gambling companies para wasakin ang buhay ng marami-rami nating kababayan? Bakit? To our law enforcement agencies, how many times have we seen raids announced only for these illegal operators to pop up again the next week, the next month, sometimes in the very same location? These people see this pattern, or the people see this pattern, and they are beginning to suspect, kulang lang ba kayo sa aksyon o merong kayong pinoprotektahan? Ano po ba ang kasagutan kung bakit hindi masugpo-sugpo ang illegal online gambling kasama na po ang online sabong? Bakit? Ladies and gentlemen, the truth is harsh, but it must be spoken as long as online gambling exists. We are breeding the next generation of addicts, debtors, and broken families. No amount of tax revenue can justify this human cost. Bilyon-bilyon man ang kitain po ng ating bayan mula sa online gambling, ngunit kung ang katumbas naman ito ay pagkakawatak-watak ng mga pamilya at wasak na kinabukasan ng mga kabataan, wala rin po itong saysay. Right now, we face two policy paths: a complete ban on all forms of online gambling or stricter and more effective regulation. Kung ako lamang po ang tatanungin, I stand firm on this. We must shut it down completely. Ban it, criminalize it, block every platform, seize every server, and prosecute not only the operators but also the enablers in government and in the private sector. who profit from this misery. Nevertheless, as the chairperson of this panel, I will be open to hearing the positions of all stakeholders who are responsible and affected by this industry. But let this committee send a strong message. The Philippines will not be a playground for gambling syndicates. Whether foreign or local, legal or illegal, our youth are not for sale. Our families are not collateral damage. We are legislators sworn to protect the people, and in the face of this crisis, there is only one moral choice, ladies and gentlemen: end online gambling now. Maraming salamat po. Before we acknowledge our resource persons, the chair now requires or inquires if any of our team, and I'm sure they wanted to deliver short opening remarks. But to our colleagues, please limit your opening statement to not more than 5 minutes so that we can accommodate everybody, including our resource persons.